Time now for sports. Let's say hello to Kedevan Gorgistani.
Hey, François.
Bit of a sophomore slump for Leicester, right? They're sort of struggling in mid-table in the Premiership. Champions League, though, different story.
Yes, they're doing really well. It's day 5 in the Champions League, and they could qualify for the knockout stages tonight. For that, they need just a draw against Club Brugge in Group G to make it through. The Belgians may not be the biggest threat, but as you said, François, Leicester aren't exactly in great form these days. The Foxes have been without a win in 4 games in all competition. They've dropped to 14th in the Premier League, just 2 points clear of relegation, and several players are missing out tonight on injury, including star signing Islam Slimani. But Claudio Ranieri is hoping to secure the last 16 spot tonight to be able to focus on the Premier League. Let's take a look at the other fixtures of the night. In Group F with Real Madrid, they need a draw at Sporting to join Dortmund in the last 16. And of course, watch out for Cristiano Ronaldo in that game. If he scores 2 goals tonight against his boyhood club, he'll become the first player to score 100 goals in the Champions League. Group E still wide open. Everyone's still in contention there. And Sevilla take on Juventus in Group H, with the winner going through to the knockout stages. Lyon must win at Zagreb to keep their hopes alive. Now tomorrow, Atletico Madrid take on PSV. The Spaniards are already through to the next round, but they will be fighting to hold on to that top spot in Group D. And for that, they'll be counting once again on France's Antoine Griezmann, the man who scored a double in their previous Champions League outing. He's become a star in Spain and was recently named last season's best player of La Liga. Our correspondents in Madrid sent us this report on the Frenchman of the hour.
Vicente Calderón Stadium in Madrid, Atletico fans leave smiling following a recent match. They got what they came to see. Their team trouncing Granada and Griezmann in top form. French fans who made the trip especially aren't disappointed.
An extraordinary game with our French players Gamero and Antoine Griezmann.
You don't see this in France. I don't want to be harsh, but you just don't see games like this at home.
Grisou is our Zizou now.
Griezmann, the new Zidane, is a media darling. Could he even scoop the Ballon d'Or? He'll find out on December the 13th.
We'll see, it's the journalists who vote. I'm just here to be the best, to give my best, to be the most complete player in offense and in defense. As for goals, I'll try to do better.
Doing better than the 22 goals he scored in the Liga last season will be a tall order. But the French striker is resourceful and has the total backing of coach Diego Simeone, the man who helped shape his game and who's proud of his success.
We're really lucky to have a player who wants to improve, who's got so much talent and who understands what you tell him. I feel extremely lucky to have someone with me with those kind of qualities.
A player that the best clubs in Europe now dream of recruiting. Paris Saint-Germain, Manchester United, Real Madrid. No one knows for sure whether Griezmann will still be at the Calderón next season.
Now let's move on to some NBA action. The Timberwolves were hosting the Celtics in Minneapolis. The visitors taking a short lead in the first quarter, but that didn't last long as Minnesota got back ahead to reach halftime with a 10-point lead. Isaiah Thomas worked hard to cut the Wolves' lead in the third quarter. He had 29 points on the night, but Minnesota were still 15 points ahead at the start of the final quarter. That's when the Celtics staged a huge comeback with Terry Rozier dunk, giving Boston the lead. And then it was Avery Bradley who added a one-handed slam to keep the Celtics ahead. Final score, 99-93 Boston. Let's take a quick look at the other results. Memphis beat Charlotte 105-90 with 6 Grizzlies in double figures. The Warriors crushed the Pacers by 37 points. It was a great night for the 76ers, who beat the Heat to secure their 4th straight home win. And San Antonio prevailed against Dallas in the Battle of Texas, 96-91. 91. Yes, that was 91. And we'll finish, of course, with a word of the Vendée Globe. And then there were 26. After Tanguy Delamotte decided to head back to France and Bertrand Brock retired, Vincent Rioux is now the latest skipper to have given up on the round world race. The PRB skipper hit a UFO, an unidentified floating object, on Sunday while speeding along with the front runners towards the Cape of Good Hope. Rioux, who hadn't initially noticed any damage, it wasn't until this morning that he was able to carry out the necessary checks and discovered that the axis of his keel had been damaged in the collision, forcing him to a retirement. Meanwhile, no changes up front. Alex Thompson still firmly ahead, 95 miles ahead of Sébastien Josse and Armel Lecléache.
Yeah, Vincent Rioux, one of the early favorites for the
Yes,
race.
and he was in the top 7 heading there, but fortunately that's the thing with sailing, you never know.
That's showbiz. All right, many thanks. Ketevan Gorgestani.